All right, guys. Hey, and welcome everybody to the presentation today. Thanks for jumping on. Um, with just to respect everybody's time, we're going to get started and ask people to trickle in. And if they miss anything, they kind of just watch the recording that's going to be posted on our Facebook group, and we'll email it out as well. So today's webinar is really just around our promotion engine, what it is, why we built it, and then a full live demo, how to use it, independently of the snapshot we built, as well as, well, actually, I should probably go into the agenda slide. So why we built it, what is a promotion engine, what type of clients can it be used for, a live demo, then we'll actually go over the restaurant snapshot, which was built in conjunction with the promotion engine. And then what's our roadmap, what are some features that we're building out in the upcoming weeks and months. And then question and answers and any feedback that you guys might have. So let's jump right in. So why we built promotion engine. So this was kind of a history from my side. I've been on high level for almost going on 3 years at the end of this year. I started using it for restaurant marketing specifically. I own a restaurant. I've invested in a couple of restaurants. So I was also had a bunch of clients that were doing that I was helping with restaurant marketing. We used to use Facebook Messenger. So for those that know, Facebook Messenger in the good old days would allow for a lot of different types of communication, sequences, follow-ups without really any limitations. Back in 2020, so I think it was like March 2020, they put a bunch of restrictions in. So up until then, we were using Facebook Messenger quite religiously, especially to drive people into restaurants by giving them various offers, coupons to be redeemed within the restaurant. And what Messenger allowed people to do is what I call a closed loop system. So you can issue some sort of coupon, they can go ahead and redeem that coupon, and they wouldn't be able to redeem it again. And it didn't require any type of integration with the actual restaurant or the retail business, no POS integration. It was all pretty much independent and worked relatively flawlessly. Once Facebook put in those limitations, I know a lot of people figured out various types of workarounds, but it was relatively limiting to do that type of experience where you can issue a coupon and have the customer redeem it. So that's when we started using High Level, and High Level again wasn't the ideal tool for that because you couldn't truly issue coupons. I had built out, I would call a hack job of a snapshot to be able to do or replicate the features that we used to do in Messenger, but still it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a proper closed loop system where people could theoretically redeem twice and things along that line. About a year ago, I started working on my own piece of software that tied into High Level because we were still using High Level quite extensively. I'm like, hey, why don't I just build something on top of High Level? And the reason why it took so long was just because High Level was still not mature enough to allow outside vendors to cut, or outside, I guess, the software vendors to come in and build on top of their platform. I still say they're still not fully mature yet, but they're getting there. Their API has become a lot more robust. And I think in the next coming months, they'll make a lot of things easier for outside developers like ourselves to integrate more seamlessly within their software. There's still some workarounds that we have to do. And for those that are familiar with some of our other pieces of software, they're always changing things. They're always kind of breaking things. So we're always trying to stay on top of that. But we're hoping that it's going to get better in the coming months as they release new updates for developers like ourselves. So again, going back to why we built it, there was no way to actually issue or track coupons within High Level. POS integrations can be a super pain for those that are from the industry that know specifically restaurants or any other retail small business type of industry. Integrating with a POS is a relative nightmare. There are companies that do those type of integrations, but what we're looking for, we wanted something independent. So it's just really easy for a marketer to come in and provide a seamless process where they can market to customers, get them to come into their restaurant, redeem a coupon, and then walk out a happy customer, and then continually re-engage that database. And then again, building an alternative to Facebook Messenger's closed loop system that they used to have. So for those that know ManyChat or any other bot builder that they had out there, ManyChat being one of the most popular ones, this was kind of an alternative to that. So what is Promotion Engine? Again, I kind of mentioned most of it, but a closed loop couponing, issuing and redemption system built on top of High Level. We have landing pages for coupon promotion verification and redemption. We track everything. So anytime a coupon is issued, is redeemed, and then that all ties back into High Level and whatever automations you want to set up. So again, Promotion Engine was built in a way that is as flexible as possible. So you could really use it in whatever way that you want to. And that's why certain things you might say, oh, why did you build it this way? It was to make it as flexible as possible. So it's not only specifically restaurants for any type, and this is where we're going to get to next, whereas what type of business is for, it's really for, I would say SMBs, so retail SMBs. This wouldn't work necessarily for like e-commerce businesses, although we could provide integration, and we'll talk about that in the roadmap to specific e-commerce platforms. But really, I would say small business, retail businesses. This wouldn't necessarily work for online ordering either. So again, going back specifically to the restaurant industry, as you would have to integrate with multiple different platforms. Every single restaurant out there uses a different platform. Uber doesn't offer really an open API to do something like this. So this is really to drive a customer into a retail location of a small business. Now, again, today's primarily going to focus around restaurants, but this could be applied to, I would say, like spas, barbershops, local, dry cleaners, things like that. So local small businesses that have a very strong or retail only type of presence with brick and mortar. So that's who it's for. So let's kind of jump right into it and get into the demo. And guys, by the way, sorry, I didn't mention this at the start. If you do have any questions, just post them in the chat. We're going to be, oh, hey guys, you guys are losing me. Oh, no. Is everybody able to hear me okay? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay, perfect. Let's make sure the mic is a little bit closer. If you guys have any issues, just again, message again. But yeah, any questions along the way, just type them in the chat. We're going to be recording them. Adnan is here, so he'll be reporting any of the questions. If I do see them while I'm on the call, I'll try to answer them right away if it makes sense. If not, we'll answer all your questions at the end. And hopefully most of the presentation covers it. So let's kind of go into a demo. So first things first, let's kind of open it up. So as you guys know, what we did is we moved all of our apps into what we call this embeddable app. So it's just like a one custom link that you put into your agency, and this becomes available in the agency view, and you could enable, disable all our various apps. Right now, these are the 3 that have launched: our support engine, review engine, and promotion engine. We will be launching very shortly our social proof engine and a couple of others that we have in the pipeline. Also, all our kind of extra tools and scripts will be available here as well. So what it's going to be is that you just sign up at our jhlexpress.com website, you get this embeddable app, you plug it into your high level, and then you never have to visit our website again. Everything's going to be accessible here. So that's kind of our overall goal. So you never have to log into our website again. So let's dive into promotion engine. Once you have it enabled, this is what we call like the agency dashboard. Nobody else will see this except when you're in the agency view. It's going to show you how many locations you have it enabled for, how much total value you've generated across all your agencies. So just some basic stats. This is going to get better in the next coming weeks, the overall reporting and analytics, but this provides you some high-level analytics across all the sub-accounts or high-level locations that you have the promotion engine enabled and what they have generated. The next is going into locations. So over here is what location you want to enable it on. So it's a very straightforward and simple process. Right now, this is a test account, so we did it under this test GHL Express account. I'm going to go through the process of adding an account. What's that process, and then how we generate promotions, and then issue them to a user. So let's go to add location. So before you even do that, normally you would go into your settings, add in your agency API key, and we have the ability for custom domain. So this is more so, it's not going to show our domains. We have like a generic domain that we're using for the promotion engine. If you don't put in the custom domain, that's going to show up on some links or URLs that get clicked on. But if you want to use your custom domain, we provide that. So a full white label solution. All the external links or client-facing links will use whatever custom domain that you put in here, and the instructions to actually add it in are all right here. Yes. So going back again, you put in your agency API key. This is one thing that I want to ask, because I wasn't able to verify it. Is anybody here an agency owner post? I guess once high level made this shift towards their SaaS plan. So they have the 97, 297, and 597 or 497. The 497 gives you full access to their SaaS platform, as well as some extra API access. One of those API access is being able to create an agency API key. So if everybody could maybe just like, hit the thumbs up or put one in the chat if they're actually able to create an agency API key. Because I know there was some chat that new accounts wouldn't be able to, but I haven't been able to verify this. Okay, as long as you guys are able to create an agency API key. The limitation is on the 297 plan, you can't programmatically create accounts, because that's what the SaaS plan does. So if you were to use the API to create accounts programmatically, that's what you can do. But we're not doing that in the promo engine or any of our apps. We're just needed to be able to see all the locations and be able to add it into our system. So just want to make sure. So again, once you put in that API key, you'll be able to go in here, add location. It's just going to give you a drop down of all the locations that you have. So in this case, I'm gonna do this promo engine webinar. So this is just a test account that I created. We'll just to kind of demonstrate how it works. So once you have it, you'll be able to just jump into that specific agency. I'm not going to go over all the different settings, but basically being able to delete or disable it. But now I'm going to jump into it. So right from your agency dashboard, you can go and jump into each specific location. And over here, nothing's happened. So they have their own dashboard where they see some stats. Obviously, there's nothing over here. So now let's go into a promotion. So the first thing you want to do is actually add a promotion. So whether you want to call it a promotion, coupon, we just use the term promotion. So you go into here, you'd give it a name. So let's just say we are, and I'm going to do it in reference to the restaurant. So let's just say September, we'll just give it a name of September free fries, for example. This is just for classification purposes. It doesn't really do anything on the backend system, but this is more going to be for reporting. So in the future, when you want to see, okay, what types of promotions are performing better, if you had classified them correctly, then you'll be able to see what performance based on the category. So in this case, we're going to give it classified as a free item. We have the ability to give it an expiry date in the future. So this is, let's just say, only for September, then this promotion expires at the end of September. But if you want to do it relative, so basically this is an ongoing promotion. It's a way to get people in the door. So it's like a first time customer, get them in the door. So this is where you would do relative, and maybe you would do 30 days from issuing the coupon. So either of these work. We'll just do it non-relative and base it on the end of September because this is a specific promotion for September. And then time zone is important, more so if you're servicing clients in different time zones from you, then this time zone that you set over here will also reflect on the expiry date. Next is, so this is kind of how we tie it into high level. The first thing is how do we issue a coupon to a user in high level or a contact in high level? What we'll do is we'll write the coupon code within a custom field. So what you could do is one of two things. You could use an existing custom field. So if I do existing, you'll see that I created this promotion engine test in that account. So if I go here, no, this one right here, go into settings, custom fields, I created this, let it load. So this promotion engine test, this was created and it shows directly within our system. We're able to pull it right away. Or, hey, I want to create a new one. I don't want to use an existing one. I would just do custom and I would give it a name, September for free price. That's automatically create a custom field within that specific account. The trigger link, what this does is that it creates an automatic redemption link. So I'll show you guys in a second. In general, you want to check this off. Even if you don't end up using it, it's just very easy or a good way to send a link to a user via email or SMS to be able to quickly redeem it when they show up in store. And then also we want to tag user on redemption. So again, going back to this account, you'll see that I have a tag called promotion engine redemption test. So I could do the same thing. Either I could use an existing one and it'll give me a list of what's in my account, or I could create one on the fly. So if I want to create one on the fly, so let's just do September free fries redemption. So this, what happens is that we'll tag the user the moment they actually redeem this coupon code automatically. And then you could set up your own automations once a user is tagged. So let's go continue. And then the redemption page itself. So this is what the user is going to see when they click on the link. They'll be forwarded to this page where it shows various things. So you can just collect, you could just have the promotion code as a field, and just to show you how the redemption page looks, is that it would just show this coupon code. So they just enter their coupon code and hit submit, and that coupon code would get redeemed. But let's just say, for example, I want to be able to show, I want to collect their first name because I didn't collect it before, or I want to collect their phone number, email, and I also want to capture total amount spent. And this is probably one of the most important ones. And then a thank you message might be something along this line. Thank you for, redeeming your fries, for example, or whatever you want to put here. We're going to add a lot more customization to the redemption page. This is just like a very high level customization. We're going to add a lot more capabilities for customization here. And you can also have an image that shows up. So I'm just going to choose a quick image, one of my old restaurants. New Year's giveaway. We'll just use something like this. And then we hit add promotion. So now that that's done, this promotion exists in the promotion engine system. The trigger link and the custom field were created within the high level sub account. Now, the only thing we need to do is how do we trigger this promotion to be associated to a specific contact? So let's kind of go through that process right now. So here, actually, just to refresh over here, if I go back into those custom fields, that custom field got created. So as you see, September free fries, and same thing with the tag, it got created over here. Let's go back over here. Now, what we want to do is in forms, I already pre-created this form. So it's just a simple form where I'm capturing the name, email, and phone number and telling them to join now. And then I'll just gonna open this up in a separate page, go back over here. So I have no automation set up yet. So what I would do is I would go into this workflow that I created. It has nothing associated to it as of yet. What I will do is on a form submission. So form submitted, add filters, form is promotion engine test. I want to first do a webhook action. So we need to inform the promotion engine system that, hey, this contact filled out this form and we need to issue a coupon code to them. So you just need to go back to your promotion engine. When you click on this, it automatically gets copied. You'll see it gets copied and go back over here and just paste it. That's all you need to do. And keep in mind, as you can see, that this URL is custom, it is basically white labeled to the one that I added, and it would be white labeled if you add that functionality or that capability. Once that's done, that's pretty much it. This person is going to get issued a coupon. What I'm going to do, what I usually do, because sometimes there's delays in high level being updated, I always just put a little wait. So I just do a wait of 1 minute, just in case. To make sure that the API got fired and we also updated the contact record details within high level. And then I'm going to send an email. So I'll just do a quick email. So from name, promo engine, from email, I'm just going to put my business email. Subject here is your coupon. And then again, a lot of this has already been set up in our snapshot, but just kind of walk you guys through how this all works. Hey, here is your coupon. And then what we would do is just use that contact custom field. And it was September free fries. And then click here to redeem. And this is where we are going to use that trigger link. So the September free fries is going to automatically open up the redemption page with the coupon code already built in. So let's save that. Publish this. Go back into our workflows. So what I'm going to do is open up this form, put in my name. I don't think I exist in this account yet, so it should send to my email. This doesn't matter. And let's join now. Just refreshes the form. So let's go back over here. You see someone, the workflow obviously is working. Go back into the contacts. My contact should have been created. And you'll see that September Rise, here's the coupon code that got issued to me. We're just waiting. Maybe we're gonna have to wait a few more seconds, maybe about 30 seconds. And you'll see the message pop up here, the email that's supposed to be sent out. And in that, we're gonna get the trigger link for the specific user. So I'll just wait on that a few seconds. While we're waiting for that, I could start going over, maybe if I go back over here. So just some things about the settings. So one thing that I haven't gone over yet is just, we have a widget builder, and then each specific promotion. So you have a global a redemption page. So if I am over here, I have like the global redemption page, which is just for this specific location that will inherit any settings that you have. So what I mean by that is, going back over here, is I can customize the redemption page for that specific location. So I might always want to show the logo, for example. So let me just pull up logo. Maybe this one right here. So this was, so what I always want in every single promotion that gets generated for this specific location, I just want to get the total amount spent. All right. So that's kind of like a global setting for the location. So that's been saved. And then what happens is that at each individual promotion level, I could customize that redemption page like I showed you. So that specific redemption might have a separate redemption page where you're collecting maybe more information. So just we try to make it in a hierarchical methodology where you can set it at the agency level, at the location level, and then at each promotion level. And if you don't set it at one level, it always just inherits from the higher level. So let's go back to that user. You see this email that got sent out. So here's your coupon code, and here is the trigger link with the URL. So I'm going to open up that URL, and you'll see that it opens up this coupon code. It's automatically put in, and then the email and phone number that I wanted to capture. Now, if I go back over here and in this redemption page, so I'm going to edit it. And actually, I don't want to capture phone and email. I just want the total amount spent. So if I update that promotion, going back, close these, going back, those fields are not going to show up. It's just total amount spent. I'm going to say I spent whatever, $56.75, and I hit the submit button. Oh, that's not going to work. There we go. So now you'll see it just has this, again, we're going to offer a bit more customization in these parts as well, how this shows up and stuff. And I know someone had suggested to offer the ability to just put in our own custom CSS. So that's one of the things that we will add similar to high level. So if I were to go back to this URL that I got in my email, so if I kind of refresh this page, you'll see that once I put in that coupon code, it's not going to let me redeem it anymore. So it's not redeemable anymore. If I go to this page without the coupon code filled in, you'll see that it just shows up like this. And again, I'll just go and copy the coupon code, and it's going to pretty much do a search and say, hey, this coupon is already redeemed. You're not going to be able to redeem it. And then the moment you put on a coupon code, it automatically pulls in all the settings for that specific promotion. So it's going to show up the image. We will also be able, you'll also be able to put like the title and all that kind of stuff, which is going to make it a bit easier for a specific retail business to be able to, is this expression? It's also going to be easier for the specific retail business to identify, is this a valid promotion for their business? Okay, so here's some couple of questions. How does the total amount spent get entered? So again, that's entered over here while the person is redeeming, and this becomes a required field. If they don't put it in, then they won't be able to actually redeem it. So a couple more questions. My customers can't create their own promotions. I need to do it for them. So I don't know if that's Mike, you're mentioning that because they're not able, like the systems, the issue with the system, or more so from your process perspective. If it's a process thing, then yes, you could create it for them. They don't need to be doing it. Can we add personalization on the coupon redemption page via contact ID? So we would have to maybe discuss a little bit further. Let's pick that up towards the end, and you could explain what you mean by that and how, well, like what you're thinking. How does the total amount spent get entered? Done. Is the expiration date also added to a contact custom field? So we can also show the expiration date on the email. That's something that we could add. So that's actually not a bad idea. We don't have that as of yet, Chris, but that's something that can easily be added. I'll put that in. So yeah, we would create a separate custom field, and we would put the expiration date associated to that specific coupon code. It is a bit tricky because then you're going to end up with so many custom fields. So we try to keep it simple, but that's not a bad idea. It's something that we could add in as an option. Hey, do you want to also have a expiration date in a custom field? Yeah, so the end customer puts in the amount spent. Yes, it is the end customer. Usually think about it from a process perspective. Someone walks in, hey, I got this coupon code in my email, and then they show it to wait staff or any staff that's at the store, whatever type of business it is. They click on the link, it brings them to this page. And then all they're going to do is, hey, put in the amount that you're spending, hit submit. So that's the idea, is that it's kind of all done by the customer while showing some sort of wait staff or some sort of staff at the restaurant or at any business. Yes, coupon is redeemed at the restaurant on site. So will this auto connect via SaaS mode? Yes, this is in the pipeline. It's already something that is in the roadmap, and I was going to talk about it in the roadmap. But the ability to auto create, the one thing that high level doesn't have is what we call a webhook event for an account created, which I'm surprised they haven't released it yet. But from a SaaS perspective, let's just say someone signs up to your SaaS agency, we need to be informed that someone signed up, so then we could do any automations on our side. One of them being auto signing them up for the promotion engine, for example, or any of our other products. Right now, you would have to do it via Zapier in your automation stack. From what I understand, they don't have this yet. Yes, a replay will be sent out, Greg. And yes, will customers be able to manage this inside their accounts themselves? Yes, they will. So if you go over here, now keep in mind, and this is more so just a reflection of the restaurant industry, is most restaurants will never log into this, right? I would suggest, and this is going to be in some of the training that I do. So I'm planning a webinar for about 2 to 3 weeks out, more so how to sell the system. And I've already put together a bunch of resources, which I could share this week, just like a deck, a simple deck in terms of what are the key features and how to actually go sell to restaurants specifically. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the restaurant snapshot. But I'll go into a deeper dive in terms of how to sell this to restaurants, how to position it. And my general advice will be do this as a done for you service as opposed to a DIY, just because most people, we're very used to the system. To get like restaurant owners, most of them are very not tech savvy, getting into a platform and doing all this, it's most likely not going to happen. We've tried to make it as easy as possible, and there's going to be there's full videos that we have already for this. We'll make them white label as well, so you could offer them to your customers to like how to set up, how to do this, how to do that. However, my suggestion is generally going to be do a done for you service, because most owners will not log in and do any of this, and you will generally end up having a higher churn because of that. So going back, one of the questions was, will customers be able to manage it themselves? Yes. So just to go to that, you'll see that the promotion engine link is over here. So if I go in here, you'll see that this is just a dashboard for this specific location. As you can see, it shows that coupon that I just redeemed, how many promotions were created, redemptions, coupons, and all that kind of stuff. And then they can go in here, see the promotion, specifically the location, and add. So basically that dashboard view that you saw at the agency level, each location gets it. One thing that we're going to be adding in, so if I go back over here, if I'm in my agency view, you'll be able to go back. If I go out of this and see all my locations, we'll add a separate button, say to enable, disable at the location level. So you might want to enable the promotion engine for that location, but you don't want them to be able to manage it themselves. So we'll just make a checkbox there. So the link on the sidebar will not show up. But right now the standard is if you add it in, it will show up, but we had some requests to remove that. So that's going to be added in. I would say it's in our feed development sprint for this week. So it's probably by the end of this week, it should go live. Okay, so the next thing was to go over the restaurant snapshot. I'll go over that very quickly. Well, we are 3:30, so we do have a bit of time, but again, to give you guys back some time in your busy days, if you could end earlier, great. So the restaurant snapshot was essentially the promotion engine, but just all of it built into a snapshot. So it just makes it a lot easier. It's a lot more plug and play. So to start off, we have a couple of different workflows already built out. I'll just go through the first one. The other ones are pretty much copies of the first one, except that it just depends on how you, what automation process you have to add them to each one. So to go over here, these are all based on custom values. So everything in here is using custom values. So you don't need to go into each workflow and do it. You just need to set up the custom values and you're pretty much good to go by location. What we will eventually do is within the promotion engine, we'll kind of marry it together. So the restaurant snapshot is like, hey, if you already have the restaurant snapshot loaded in an account, you could just auto create the promotions and link everything together. Like I would say 95 to 99% will be done. There's still certain things that we can't do via the API, but we want to make it in a way that is like really like turnkey, plug and play, enable it on promotion engine, load the snapshot into a sub account, and just like click a button and it just like sets everything up for you pretty much. So as you can see, there's a VIP opt-in form. This was created, I'm not going to go through the form, but very simple, very straightforward. It sends a webhook to our system, and then we tag the contact of their VIP member, and then we send out an SMS, we send out an email, and keep in mind the SMS, we make it so that there's no spacing or extra lines just to reduce costs for you guys. So we try to make it as concise as possible. And then initial email, we wait for 7 days. We check if the coupon is redeemed. So this is where the redemption coupon becomes important. And then we will keep on going through the flow. Reminder again after 7 days, and then another reminder after 7 days. And if it hasn't redeemed, then again, we don't do any further step over here. This is going to come down to you and your process as an agency. Do you want to add in maybe long-term nurture sequences and stuff like that? You could push them into those type of workflows or campaigns. And if they have redeemed it, we just remove them from the workflow. And then to get, so this is going to be a bit, I'm going to expand on this a lot more in the training, but in general, when it comes to restaurant marketing, getting people in the door, at least once you get them in the door 2 to 3 times, ideally 3 times, that's when you could consider them becoming a regular customer. Getting someone through the door once is generally not enough to make them a long-term customer. And that's where the multi-offer system is, where you're trying to get them to become a regular customer. So that's where we've created up to 4 different offers. You could go way more than this, but this is like, essentially you would consider this like a 2 to 3 month program, where the first offer is issued, they go and redeem it, then maybe a week later you're sending them another promotion, there's a process of redemption, and then maybe almost a month later you'll have the third offer that goes out. If someone comes back to your restaurant 3 times, or whatever place of business that you're doing this for, they're most likely going to be a long-term customer. So just to go into the second one, how a user is added here is really dependent on how you want to trigger that automation. We do it based off of this tag being added, which gets added by the promotion engine. Once they're tagged with this, we're waiting 2 days, sending them a thank you message, and then thanking them. And then we are waiting 21 days before we send them the next offer, which is the second offer in this case. All of this, again, all the messaging in here and in the SMSs is all done by custom values. So I'll show you that right now. This is all built into the snapshot, where you have your offer 1, the trigger link. So this is something that, again, in the setup guys, we go through all this. I'm not going to go into all the details. The webhook. So the webhook that we talked about that gets generated right here, this webhook, and this is the trigger link. And yeah, offer 1 is just what's the name of the offer. So if this is September free fries or whatever that is, this is what you put as the value. So what's the name of that offer? And it's all done via custom values. We also do it for the birthday offer. So this you could set up when you're capturing people's birthdays via your form. So in the opt-in form, you could put in the birthday, or you could have follow-up messaging going out to try and capture user's birthday, and then again trigger off a birthday redemption offer as well. We go into a bit more details about specific custom values. We do also have a bunch of funnel pages that you could use. So if I go over here, we don't use them anymore. This was migrated from our old restaurant snapshot. So if anybody needed to use them, but for the most part, you actually don't really need funnel pages anymore. But if you're doing Facebook ads and you don't want to just push someone to a form, but you might want to push them to a specific landing page. We have some pre-designed landing pages. So this would be for offer 1, obviously is undefined right now. What that offer would be, you could change your image over here as well, and when they claim the offer, you could have the pop-up show the opt-in form or whatever form that you want. So we give you a couple of landing pages to work with if you want to use them. We build in a very, very small version of our review engine into here, so just basically being able to generate reviews. So it would just like a simple review landing page where you could push someone to Google or Facebook. The review engine is a lot more robust than this, but this is like a small version of one of the funnel pages. We also have, this is very important, and we'll go through this in the long term in the training that we do, to be able to generate a QR code that could be printed out for your specific retail location. So hey, want to get a free fries on your next visit, scan this coupon. So it's something that you might show at the cash or on tables or whatever it is. And this is auto-generated QR code. So it's based on a custom value as well. You put in the link to the QR code, and then this auto-generates a base and the logo as well. It auto generates. If we go over here, right now that was undefined because I haven't set any of the custom values, but normally you would see the logo up here. This QR code gets generated based on the URL that you want to push them to. So that might be the form URL, or it might be a specific landing page. And this again gets printed out to show in the restaurant. You could also create your own custom designs, make them in Canva, but we just provided a simple solution like this, so you could just print it out really quickly. That's pretty much the highlights of it. I don't want to dive into it more. I'd rather just leave it up to questions. So let's take it away. Where did I leave off with questions? Are we able to show our customer their own promotion dashboard? Yes, we can. That deck and resources would be great. Yes, we will providing the deck and resources. I'll be posting some today. I'm working on some more, but at least some high level resources I already have. I even have reach out templates. I have a lot of stuff. Again, I used to run my agency for restaurant marketing. I still do. I'm not trying to grow it though. And this is something I don't want to shy everybody away from, but the restaurant industry is a tough industry to get in. I would say go after clients with, like, this is obviously the easier said than done, but go after clients that have established businesses and well-running businesses, as opposed to like up and coming or like kind of startups without much money. They're the harder clients to deal with for sure. Whereas an established business, you go into them with this solution, hey, we're gonna like take your revenue from here to X. They're the type of client that you want. They're a bit easier to deal with. The price point there is a little bit more palatable. I've seen systems similar to this sold anywhere from like $300 a month all the way up to 1,000 plus. I would come in around like anywhere between like 597 to about like 997, depending on what you're stacking on top and what value you're adding. But again, we'll go through that in the training and kind of how to build an offer around restaurant marketing. Yes, so let's go over the roadmap in a second. Maybe I'll just open up that slide demo or snapshot. Okay, so full white label support, it's pretty much all there. The last thing that needs to be added in is for the trigger links. We're just fixing that. That fix is going live today or tomorrow. Customizable redemption pages, so we're already working on that. We're actually looking for feedback, so this is starting in our next development sprint next week. So we are looking for anybody that has some feedback on what are they looking for customization on the redemption pages. This is already in the works. So contact, promotion, redemption history, and so this is something that we want to add in as well. So if you go in, so what I mean by this is that if you were to go into your contacts and you were to click on a contact, let's let this load. Oh wait, maybe this is the wrong account. I think that was the wrong account. Sorry, go over here. Yeah. So we would create a separate tab over here, either on this side or on this side, called promotions. And if you were to click on it, you would get all the promotion details for that specific contact. So again, just building as much as we can right within high level, so you don't need to like switch between different views or different areas. We would just add a little tab over here. So that's something that we already started working on. Now let's go back to this. Auto account creation. So we had talked about this. This is more for anybody that's on the SaaS plan. There's no easy way to do this because high level doesn't offer a webhook to inform us that you've created a new account, but this can be done by Zapier. So we are working on this. Widget variation. So I actually didn't go over this. So maybe I could quickly go over this right now. So in each one of these promotions, you could create like a customizable widget. So it's something that you might want to like just like pop on onto a landing page. So let's just quickly go through this. So if let's say I want to add in my logo, and then maybe the image over here that I want to add in is again a New Year's offer. And then my headline text is, hey, get something. And then things big subheading, free fries on your next visit, not fire or whatever, free fires on your next visit. And then again, just customizability in terms of how you want it to look, size, all that kind of stuff. And then over here is what you want to be able to capture. So this is just a little pop-up widget that you can have on your website. You could get their name, number, and email. We've limited to these because I wouldn't do more than this on a pop-up, but if people are requesting to have more, these all tie into high level, by the way. So if anybody enters any of these information, it will tie back into high level and create a contact within high level automatically. Actions that you could do. So when someone submits this little pop-up that you could embed, so you will get an embed code in a second. You can tag them specifically. If you want, you can add them to a campaign, which is no campaigns, or add a user to a specific workflow automatically. So you'll be able to do that as well. And then once they actually click this, you could show a thank you message. And then once that's done, so I'm just going to hit save, you would get the code. And this is just a code that you could embed on any website. And you would have a little pop-up widget that you could have on your website. We'll also make a print version of this as well. We haven't, well, we do have a simple print version of this, but this has, this is just being finalized to add in a QR code. So this is the widget builder. We thought this, I have a few clients using this. We thought it'd be something useful. So it could work really well on their website. So if you want to drive people from their website and not necessarily do Facebook ads, it's something that you can just plug right into their website. Okay, so what is the next question? keep saying still use flow code rather than your QR code. So when you say I can still use flow code, I'm assuming so. I'm not very familiar with flow code, but yes, you could replace flow like QR, because again, at the end of the day, QR code is just going to a URL. So whether you're using a QR code that we're generating or just creating your own flow code, I'm guessing is a trackable QR code system. Yes, you could use it. Loyalty program. This is something I am scoping out. So I haven't finished scoping this out. And I know a couple of people asked me about this. This is where I'm looking for some feedback from the community because there's a couple of different ways that this could be done. It's a bit tricky and high level, but it is definitely something that I am working on. I don't have a date for it yet, but it is in the pipeline. That is for sure, because I've had a couple of requests for it. I might just do like a more informal call in the coming weeks, probably next week. And anybody that wants to jump on and just kind of give some feedback and some ideas around the promotion engine, and especially loyalty program, we might just have like a discussion around that. Would it make sense to trigger a review campaign after redemption? Yes, this can be done. And again, you just set up that. You could set that up yourself. Again, we've created the restaurant snapshot relatively generic, but somewhat plug and play. Every agency is going to be different. How you offer your services to your customers are going to be different. So you will have to modify it. So the restaurant snapshot right now is pretty much in its final state. Unless there's some glaring issues, you would take that, modify it how you like, create a new snapshot out of it, and that's what you would use within your agency. Yes, so Victor, yes, everything is ready and set up. So we have all the videos on how to set up in our Fresh Desk. We will link out to that. Adnan, maybe if you could put the link to that, and we'll also post it we'll do a little recap post on Facebook. So just look out for that. We'll have that up by the end of the day. And then, yeah, loyalty program. Any other questions, guys? You guys are also welcome to unmute yourselves if you want. You don't have to do it through chat. You're welcome to unmute. So we are 15 minutes ahead of schedule. I'll give it another minute if anybody has any other questions. If not, we will end off over there. I hope you guys benefited from this and are looking forward to using it. I do want to get everybody's feedback. So again, you guys can go in, you guys should have access. You can start using it. If you run into any issues, if it's a technical issue, please do submit a ticket. Or you could just, message on Facebook and we'll try to answer it there quickly if we can. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to everybody start using it. We do have a couple of customers and clients, or I have a couple of buddies of mine using it. So it is working. They are using it successfully across a couple of clients. All right, guys. So thanks for your time today. I'll give you guys back 15 minutes of your day. And again, any questions, hit us up on Facebook or through our support.digitalexperts.com.